Hello everyone, I am Uttam, first year student at Lovely Professional University. Today I am here to explain you the database management system of the company early salary with help of ER diagrams. Imagine a world where you as an employee has access to some portion of your earned money for the traditional payday. Early salary programs are revolutionizing the financial landscape, offering much needed flexibility and empowerment. But how do we ensure their smooth operation and data integrity? Here comes ER diagram. So before explaining you the ER diagram, I would like to explain some of the basics that we need to know to understand the same. So, what are entities? Think entities of a real world things or concept you want to store information about. They could be the information could be related to employees, products, customers, or anything else. Anything else. And next thing, basic thing that we need to know is attributes. Imagine attributes as characteristics or properties of the entities that will be explaining entities, telling us more about entities. So let's dive into that. So in explaining the database management system of the company early salary, we need to know about some of the basic entities. First entity will be employee company. So employee company is a entity, and the things related to it is company ID, which is unique. So it is a primary key. So company ID is something that is telling us more about the company. It is like explaining the characteristics of it. So it is an attribute. So now another another attribute can be company name, and another attribute number of employee working in company, and another thing can be address of company. So these are some of the properties that are telling us about the employee company, the company in which employee is working. So the next we will have another entity named employee. So employee. Will also have various entities, sorry, attributes such as employee ID, and another will be employee name. Here employee ID will be the primary key because every employee are given some IDs which will be unique and not null, so that they can find out the employee and more information about it. And another attribute here can be job title, job title of the employee, on which post the employee is working on. Another attribute we can take as what we say salary the employee is getting, or we can replace it with the employee is withdrawing. So next, employee, we can add another attribute, address of employee. This will be multi-value. So the next entity that we can have is of early company. Early company can have following attributes like ID of company, number of clients the company is having, and another attribute can be address of company. So we are having three entities. We can have one more entity, which is we are referring it with bank, a kind of financial institute with which early company will be associating. So it will be having various attributes like bank ID, and then we can have bank name. Here bank ID will be primary key. Then address of bank. So now next attribute will be carrying information about funds the bank is giving to early salary company. So now we are having our all entities and attributes which are explaining us more about these our entities. So now let's dive into making our ER diagram. So now let's start with making of our ER diagram. So first entity will be employee company. It will be having various attributes like company ID. So this will be unique. So it is a primary key, so we will be representing it by underline. So another attribute that we can have is number of employees working in company. Another attribute can be company name. Next attribute will be address of company. So as address of company is multi-valued, so it will be represented by double circle. Just give me a minute. We will be connecting these attributes with its main entity. So we are done with one of our entities. So now we will be making a diagram of another entity, that is our employee. Employee. So employee will be having various attributes like employee ID. So it is a primary key. So we have to underline it. Another attribute it can have is name of employee. We can have address of our employee. So it is multi-valued. So it will be represented by double circle. So we are gonna connect these with entities. We will be adding another attribute to employee entity, that is job title. So now we have to show relationship between entities also, and this is done by this shape. So what is the relationship of employee with employee company? It works in it. Works in. We will be connecting them. So now we are done with two of our main entities. So now let's make another entity with its attributes, that is l- loan department. So here we'll be having loan. So loan department will be having various attributes like loan ID. So this will be unique and not null. So it is our primary key. We will be representing it by underline. So another attribute it will have is loan interest, at which interest loan is being provided. And third attribute it will have is amount withdrawn. So we will be connecting these attribute with its main entity, that is loan. So now we will be having another entity, that is about company early salary. This is employee's company in which employee is working, and this is early salary, which will be providing funds to employee according to his needs. So early salary will have attributes, uh, company ID, which is we all know is a primary key. Next attribute we can add is address, and we will be connecting these attributes with its main entity. So next we have to define relationship between these entities. So we'll be using this shape. On as we are done with four of our main entities, we have to associate this employee entity with early salary, as these will be in direct touch, of course. So this is associated with early salary. Another entity that we will be introducing is bank, the financial body with which early salary will be associated. Bank. Bank will have its attribute like bank ID. This will be a primary key. Then we have another attribute, bank's name. Then we have address of bank. We have another attribute, amount they are giving. So of course we need to amount, maintain the record of amount of money withdrawn and all these things, which are very basic. We will be connecting these attributes with its main entity, and this bank entity will also be connected with the company early salary. Mm, to associates. So the relation between these two entities will be as bank will be providing funds, releaser will be getting funded by the bank. So as address is a multi-value attribute, so we will be covering it with double circles, and here also double circle for bank address. So this is a final ER diagram which shows relationship between different entities with its attributes as well as with another entities, which helps us understand the database management system of the company early salary. So thank you very much for watching this video. I hope I helped you with our ER diagrams. Thank you.